Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. It is Hampton and Corey here. We're talking about trust today, and we're going to give you a very simple definition for what trust is. And I think before I learned about this definition, when I heard someone say, "Oh, I don't trust them," it was a little bit confusing as to what that means. But after I've learned the components of trust, when I'm thinking about what trust looks like between me and someone else, I'm often able to dissect what area of trust I may not trust someone. And really, it's most importantly helped me make sure that I'm a trustworthy leader, because the last thing I want is for people to not trust me. So why don't you unpack what we even mean by this?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that I know to be true. One is that it's going to be hard to lead. It's going to be hard to lead, period. It's going to be hard to lead a team that performs at a high level if you don't have trust as a leader, or if the people on your team don't trust each other. The other thing I know is that you earn your way into trust and you earn your way out of trust.
Mm.
And so, but often when we say trust, or does your team trust you as a leader, or does your team trust each other? It's so vague. And so it's helpful to have what we're going to talk about today to give you handles so that you can start to really discern, do you have trust? But then whenever you feel like, I don't know if I trust that person, at least you can start to dig a little bit deeper into why, because the why is important if you want to give the other person feedback on ways that they may be in an unintended way affecting or eroding the trust that you have in them. And so if you didn't trust me, Hampton, then I would want to know why, right? And so this will help you understand, okay, there's something in the way that I'm leading or acting that's affecting trust that I would want to pivot or adjust or change so that you would trust me more. And so those three things are intent, ability, and execution. And so to trust someone, you have to trust their intent, meaning you have to believe that they really will do what they say they're going to do. They really have the heart behind it. You and I, we've worked with people, or we've been around people, or had relationships with people, or at least run into people to where when they say something, we don't believe it. Like,
Yeah.
when it comes out of their mouth, it's like, I don't believe that you really believe that, or you're really going to do it. You may be saying that to me because it's the right thing to say, but I don't believe it. But then there are other people, when they say something to you, you really trust their heart. You really trust their intent. But it's not just intent, right? There's ability and execution. Because I could say, Hampton, I intend to give you $1 million. I don't currently have the ability to do that. So you wouldn't trust me. If I said that to you, you'd be like, oh, that's a great gesture, but I don't trust you'll do that for me, because I don't have the ability today to give you $1 million. And so you have to have ability as well. So if someone says they're going to do something, they have to have the ability to follow through on that. And then that gets to execution, which is all about the follow through. And so if you want to be a trusted leader, or if you are trying to figure out why trust may not be as evident or as high as you'd want it to be on your team, then you can start to look at, okay, is there an issue with intent? As a leader, do people trust my intent? Do people trust my ability? Do people trust my execution? Am I doing something, again, a lot of times unintentionally, but am I doing something that could affect intent, ability, or execution? The biggest way that people do that is that they say they're going to do something and then they don't do it. They have the intent to do it. They even have the ability to do it, but they don't execute and follow through. And so over time, trust starts to erode. So if you want to build trust on your team, which I know if you're listening to this, I can't imagine that we could meet someone who listens to this podcast who would say, I don't want trust. I don't want to be a trusted leader. I don't want my team to trust me or trust each other. And so we're going to go ahead and assume that you want trust. Well, what that means is that you have to be mindful of your intent, your ability, and your execution. And if there's something going on within your team or with you as a leader where trust may be eroded, I would lean into one of those three areas and get the feedback, have the conversation, and then make the pivots that you need in order to earn your way back into trust. And if you do those things, if you keep your eyes on it, you'll see trust grow, and then you'll see performance increase as well.